Okay. Hello. Hello there. Welcome. Welcome. Um, yes. Everything in order. Perfect. Actually, the desk is a bit off, I feel like. Oh well. It's going to be okay. I hope. Okay. I should... Yeah. Probably should try the preview mode when I'm starting stream, or before I'm starting stream, rather. Yeah, well. I'll try it tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see if it makes sense. Let me just try and see how the audio is looking here. Give me a moment, please. Okay. Pretty okay. Alright. I kind of feel like my microphone is too low. Maybe I'm just not speaking particularly loud. I feel like I'm screaming half the time when I'm not whispering. It's a weird feeling anyway. It might pay off to, I don't know, start singing or something. Yeah, okay, I had to sneeze. Sorry. Might pay off learning how to sing or something. Or rather just the basics of controlling your voice. Like, I have no idea. Always kind of feels like I have a lump in my throat or something. Not particularly pleasant. Anyway. Okay, so I unfortunately didn't have much time to look for images for the practicing. So I'll just go have a look right now, really quickly. Okay, anyway, I hope everyone is doing mildly alright. Or as best as you can. I don't know why I said it like this, but that's how it is. Kind of thought of maybe plugging the old VR headset back in and just improving my English by, and that might come back to bite my ass, but by immersing myself in like VR chat if I have time. Because if I only hear my own voice speaking this half-broken English, right, it's not going to improve a whole lot. Because half of the time I don't even know what kind of accent or dialect, I don't know even the difference between those two properly. I'm supposed to be speaking here, I don't know, is it American English? Is it flip-flopping between that and British or not? I have no clue. Maybe this is just unique German English. I don't know. Don't know. Oh, there's a lot of interesting vehicle stuff. You know what? I'm kind of feeling it. I'm kind of feeling this. I kind of want to draw a vehicle. Although most of them are probably gonna be AI generated. So, yeah. We'll see. Maybe I should look for some concept art of a specific movie. I do kind of like the helicopters from the first Avatar. James Cameron's, I think, right? James Cameron's Avatar with the blue aliens. I think that's it. Don't know for sure. There's a lot of hairstyles too. I like that. I like it. I like it. Kind of like this too, this gesture here. Although it might actually help to try and draw like someone who's better than me, you know, for a while. And I've kind of been thinking of trying to make my own webcomic. Maybe like a short one, you know, nothing too big, because that ends up just being a sort of feature creep, like in video game development, right? You just end up, oh well, adding more and more and more and more, and then you'll just either give up or never achieve half even of what you've planned. So I've been kind of debating that since yesterday with myself. Yes. So maybe I'll try that, but I just, you know, I have no clue if there's any rules. Do I make the rules up for how my webcomic is supposed to be looking? Do I not? I don't know. Could be interesting though. Could be interesting. Let me just see if there's at least want to do one human. Maybe let me see. Yeah, haven't done these two, right? We'll try. All right. So let me rename this. So like reference characters. Then can I just add a group? Add group layer. Yes. Okay, and this is reference HEVEH, sorry. Let's do MEC for mechanical. Yes. Mechanical MEC. Whatever. It will work out somehow, I'm sure. I'm very certain. Okay, going back with fresh eyes. This isn't the most clear of drawings here, but I guess it's fine. Should really do something about this though. Okay, let me pull this down a bit more. Why are you lagging? Oh, right, because I'm trying to paint on the group layer, not on a specific layer. That's the issue, right. Okay. Alright. I really want to do cars now, but they're very different from drawing people. I've seen some stuff I believe from, what's his name? Yes. Scott Robertson, I think is his name. He has a bunch of, at least, I would say like 2 books probably. Yeah, I think he has 2. Let me see. Scott Robertson. I feel like I wanted to buy his book. Yes, Scott Robertson, How to Draw. I probably should do this very soon, though. I might actually be able to buy it and have it delivered rather soon. I'll see. I don't know how I will incorporate the lessons from that book into stream, because I don't just want to do the whole plagiarism thing, right? Because despite what most people would think, right, these online communities, even the famous ones, aren't actually that big, because most people don't, that pick up streaming or making videos and video editing in general, they don't take off, so it's kind of, yeah, it's not really that big. I mean, it's still too many people to know all of them personally, but yes. I lost my train of thought because I'm looking at pretty pictures again. Alright. Anyway, let me go to let me just go grab the vehicle drawing picture thingies here, the reference. Exactly, reference is what I wanted to say. This is pretty decent. This is okay. Alright, open link. Save image as. Actually, this looks like a game. Like an actual 3D model at least. So let me just do this really quickly. Drawings, reference, machines, cars. Yes. I wonder how you would actually like organize something like this, right? So for example, I currently have, let me just save this. I have an image, save as, reference folders for characters, right? Landscapes, urban. Then I have wallpaper and machines, right? That kind of sounds pretty good in terms of organization. But I wonder where you would put tanks under machines, right? Because it is a machine, technically speaking, right? More specifically, it is a vehicle, right? But it's not a mech or a spaceship, right? Which all are a vehicle. So would you just make a specific folder just for tanks? Or would you put it into cars? I don't know. Kind of like thinking about organization stuff. Sometimes. Not always. Very rarely. Meaning only right now. Never ever again afterwards. Yes. Anyway. Okay. Got the pictures. Lots of beautiful stuff here. So apparently, like, regarding the audio issues I brought up like 2 streams ago, or last stream as well, I think. There appears to be like some static noise in the background, but only when I'm listening to the recording through YouTube. So there's no indicator for me in OBS, not even when I'm recording it, that there is static noise. It appears to be only on YouTube's side, which is kind of weird and not really helpful, because that makes me think it's like a bug of sorts, which would suck, because I wouldn't be able to change it. What's more is that it only occurs when I'm playing music. So like what I'm doing right now, right? Although very quietly. So let me just turn this up actually a tiny bit. Let's go. Why? Okay, well, whatever. My nose is a bit runny. Ugh, this might be a pain in the ass. Oh well. Oh well, oh well. Okay. Oh, ouch. Ouch. Oh, that was my hip. Ooh. Moved too quickly. Anyway. So, apparently this, like the only thing I can find regarding this issue, because somehow no one has that same issue, is that it might be due to high CPU usage, which is a possibility, kind of, because I don't have the newest CPU, but I don't know. I mean, just now it was at like, yes. Okay, can I like unload tabs and kill process? Maybe I should do that, huh? Oh. Does that help? Not really. Maybe just suspending it. Oh well. It's whatever. Let's just minimize that browser in the background, because I'm using LibreWolf, and either it's something to do with YouTube, or I don't know. Certainly noticed that YouTube is trying to kill my PC. And I don't know if this is the software issue of LibreWolf, which is kind of hard to believe, but not an impossible thing, right? Or it's just YouTube themselves not particularly enjoying that I'm not about to watch all of their ads. I don't know. Hard to say. Anyway. Let me just hide all of this for now. New layer. Actually, let me delete this. Okay, let me just grab the downloads. Took a bit. Sorry about that. Drawings, reference, machines. I just put it under cars for now, even though both of them are tanks. Armored personal carrier of some unknown make. I don't know. Anyway, insert this new layer. Yes. Oops. and insert this new layer. Let me grab you. Striker might actually be kind of real. Although the low quality nature of this picture here is not helpful. Alright. Let me just put all of that in here. Alright. Support Shiori can remain here. Can I make another layer? We call this Paint Layer 2. Paint Layer Mac. Whatever. So I have to blow my nose. I'll be right back with you. Okay, so let me just get the desk again. Kind of want to sit already. I don't know. Past 2 days I didn't get much sleep. Not too fond of that one. So, yeah. Probably gonna go take a bath after the stream. We'll see. Alright. There we are. It's hot in here again. Sorry. Have to open up the window. There we go. Alright. This time should be it. Yes. Although I kind of want to keep the lights on. Alright. So the only issue now is that these images are a bit too large. Let's do something like this, I guess. All right. I should try and definitely look for a collage program thing. I can just endlessly zoom in or out. I don't know how well that would work though, because I would have to overlay it with Critter. Or maybe there's like some integration to use this space here, the gray space, for the program. I don't know, maybe that's too wishful of an idea. Might certainly be an interesting feature to have, I don't know. Anyway, so how am I gonna do this? I think, okay, let me show rulers also. What is the guide? No, wait. Sorry about that. Let me try the grid. I don't know, I think that's a bit too much, huh? If I just end up copying this one-to-one, I don't know if I will learn much. But let me break it down first a little bit. So I think let me just get rid of the grid here. I keep the rulers for now. Don't know that I will need them, but I guess we can keep them for now. Okay. So alright, okay. Pane layer max. So I don't have a whole lot of knowledge about how to break down cars. I haven't seen a whole lot of people draw them. The only real thing I know is that it has a lot to do with perspective. In that you would usually construct like a grid. I probably should do that as well. I kind of feel like not being too reliant on, say, what I could use now, right? The line tool or something. Kind of want to just try this freehand. I don't know if that will end up helping me or not. I will certainly try. Usually the grid is a bit larger. Than the vehicle itself. So maybe something like this. Maybe like this, I don't know. I should try and see if Murata has some videos on YouTube. Like the artist behind One Punch Man, the manga adaptation, right? Like he can draw a lot of stuff, a lot of different things. And today I don't know, I'm just feeling like trying my hand at a car. This might be detrimental to my learning process, or it might be beneficial instead. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But without trying, you know, you will never know. It's not actually quite there, it's this. This would be the back. This would be kind of the very end of the vehicle here. I don't know, maybe I'm just making it more difficult for myself. Since I'm not, you know, particularly good at perspective, I don't know that drawing this freehand would actually help. Probably not. It's probably making it a lot difficult. A lot more difficult than it needs to be. So then I usually try and find the center. I only very vaguely understand how to break this stuff down. And again, like yesterday, I'm not too sure how useful only following someone else's method is. Then again, since I don't know a whole lot of anything, it might be worth doing. There certainly has to be a reason why all of the great masters of, Renaissance had a master their own. Master of their own? Yes. Something along those lines. English. Hmm. Hmm. Anyway, just trying to remember what they were kind of doing here. But again, I'm not too sure that this is actually helpful. Might just be better off reading a book. I don't know. I'll find out. Certainly a lot of perspective work. Sorry. Okay. Just have to blow my nose. I'll be right back. Kind of weird today. It's been such a nice day, but I don't know. I'm very sniffly right now. It's a bit weird. I don't know that this is helpful. I'll just leave this here for now. I'll retry. I'll try to just visualize basic forms here that I can replicate in 3D space. Well, 2D space, but let's see. Anyway, I've been reading a bit of I'm the evil lord of a intergalactic empire or something. Like Orowa Seikan Kokka something. I do really like it. It's a lot of fun. 1,000 times better than the anime, that's for sure. I really hated the whole Oh well, spaceships have to travel through these space gates, but somehow they are still a threat, despite basically always having to go through here. So the only option is to bribe the people at the gates. I'm gonna find that retarded. Not gonna lie. The whole idea was a bit too stupid for my taste. But it's fine. So long as I get more chapters of the manga, I'm alright. I'll be fine. I'll be okay. Now I'm still waiting on Rebuild World. Another great sci-fi post-apocalyptic like manga. But I'm not too sure. I'm not liking the character design they have announced. I don't know. Like there's this one character, female MC basically, and she's like called Sherry, I think. Sherry, yeah. She was always drawn in the manga as if she had like blonde or white hair. I don't know, maybe that's just me imagining things. But I'd much prefer her to be blonde instead of pink haired. I don't know, pink hair is just not my thing, I guess. Just not my thing. Maybe I should just make it all boxy, you know? Instead of trying to follow the outlines too much here. I mean, that could help, certainly. I'm kind of trying to figure out how to break down like a vehicle. It's actually detailed, you know? Not too sure. Not too sure about this at all. We'll see. Currently, I'm not particularly understanding anything in here. And if you think about it, the silhouette isn't particularly difficult, right? This is up until something like here, right? You could just be like, oh well, that's frankly a block. Because if you consider where it leads to, right? All of this is just negative space. I think that's a lot easier than trying to paint the entire, follow the outline of the entire thing here. Just be like, okay, well, that's a massive block. That's one huge rectangular shape. Is rectangular? Yeah, rectangular is the shape. What do you call a 3D version of a rectangle, though? Parabella? No, that's something else. Cuboid. Okay. Rectangular prism. Parallel piped. Rectangular parallel pipe. What? Okay. Never heard those English terms. Anyway. But this is actually too far, because there's a front to this, and this would have to be slightly larger, because that's where these lines are leading to, right? So the vanishing point is somewhere over there, off screen, right? So then we do like this. I mean, I guess that's what these guys usually do in terms of breaking down the vehicle, right? They box it all in first, being like, okay, this is just a big box. Just think of it as a big box. B-box. You know? That's certainly not particularly well made, but it is what it is. And then they find the middle by doing something like this, right? Like this. Maybe even. And then just follow the outline, kind of. Right? What did I do? Okay. Well, anyway. Let me try that one again. Now my throat is starting to hurt because it's very cold outside already. It's a weird day today. A very weird day. Alright, so let's be like, okay. Actually, let me just show the grid for a bit. Can I activate snap to grid? It's weird to think that the brush actually influences how well this line tool works. It's kind of weird. I don't know that this is helpful. What? Maybe. Sorry. I forget. Streaming. Anyway, we're watching a bit of Nitya as well. Kind of fun how she rolls the R's, the R's, right? Kind of funny. I wonder how much of that she'll keep a year from now or something. Because I feel like she just recently debuted, right? Maybe wait, I actually have to look now. Oh lord, it's probably been like 2 years already. Yeah, it's been a while, actually. Just recently is good. Nitster. Yeah. I remember her debut. The 50 game horror marathon was pretty fun. Pretty fun. Haven't seen it before, personally. Licks, aliens, Pluto number 22, shoes, fishing. Beautiful. Not forklift certified. Jesus. Already been like what? October 25th. So like in 20 days, right? Almost. Because February and such. Damn. It's like 5 months already. Almost half a year, Jesus Christ. What the hell? Then I also looked at, what's it called? Amazing Digital Circus. Like, it's unbelievable when all of that stuff came out. Like, I've been in I don't know, a black hole of time. I guess a black hole would also influence time. At least theoretically. At least that's what we assume. Isn't that the case? Man, there's so much interesting stuff in the world. Anyway, let me just look. Amazing Digital Circus came out. Let me just see. Pilot episode was... Yeah. Knights of Guinevere. Interesting. Edmonds. Let me actually go to a playlist. Yeah, okay. Amazing Digital Circus. Nope, I don't want to hear this. This is the trailer. 2 years ago. Oh, this is all of the trailer. Why do they have a playlist for the Amazing Digital Circus trailers? It's kind of weird. 2 years ago. Fucking hell. When exactly? October 14, 2023. Feels like it was just yesterday that it came out. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Holy shit. That took off like insane. Even though, like, I personally wouldn't rank it in, like, top 10 of my most liked watched, like, shows or anything. Maybe not even top 50. I don't know. The one thing it does very nicely is just capturing this, like, I don't know, early 2010 atmosphere. I don't know, maybe I'm misinterpreting it, but that kind of feels like how it is. To me, at least, you know. Anyway, enough tangent. I'll have to close the window again. This is insane. My throat is killing me. Holy shit. As soon as I close it, the entire room just starts burning up. Oh well, could be worse. Could be worse. I guess I should listen to Guru's advice and just ban pens. Pens? Banned. Questions? None. Not allowed. Okay, let me just sit back down. Alright. I think, yeah, desk has to go a bit low. Alright. So as you can see, I'm very bad at perspective. Maybe I should do draw box at least a little bit. What the hell is happening in here? What the fuck? I don't know. I mean, I understand that I'm supposed to build a visual library of deconstructions. I mean, structural stuff. What the fuck am I saying? Wait, let me backtrack. I kind of feel like what people mean when they say you have to build a visual library isn't what most people understand when they hear this. It isn't actually remembering, right, how to, say, draw a tank or draw eyes, you know? You don't have the eyes in the head in terms of, that's not what you're supposed to remember. The specific like way of drawing an eye. How do I explain this better? Instead, okay, let me just do an example here. Building a visual library, I think, isn't doing this. Okay, let's just say this is how we draw an eye. Just draw one. Right. It's not this. It's not remembering, say, these shapes here. Or that eyelashes go on top of the eyes. Right. It's not remembering this stuff. It's not remembering the specific shape that you draw your eyes in or with. I don't know. I wouldn't even say that anatomy is all about remembering this stuff here. You know, how exactly like a muscle is supposed to look. It's more this here. It's more understanding a method of breaking down the eye. Let's just say, which personally is the issue I have currently, I feel like. In that I don't actually have a way of breaking it down. Let's say something like this, maybe. Then we go in like so. We say, okay, this here is the distance between upper eyelid and brow, right? This is just general. This is just a shape you can make, or not. You can make any shape here, so long as you remember the eye is a three-dimensional object. Oh, yes, it has 3 dimensions. But it's not a flat surface. It wraps around an eyeball. And it isn't strictly on top of the eyeball either. It goes into the eyeball, right? And then this is the side, I guess. And you're like, okay, so we go like this. Let me do something like that. I kind of felt really stupid. I don't know why. I mean, I know why. Let me backtrack this thought. Kind of stumbling over my own thoughts here. Writing and talking, or rather drawing and talking, is a bit difficult here. So I kind of felt really stupid, and I don't know if it was some sort of revelation and my art is now going to change. I don't know, probably not by a whole lot, at least. I don't think. Was just through a random panel in whatever Seikan Koka or whatever it's called. I'm the evil lord. Right? Through a panel in that manga, I was like, wait. The eyelids close or open based on the expression of the person. I don't know why that was some sort of revelation for me. Kind of felt like, wait, what? Why? Why didn't I think of this earlier? But of course that's the case. I don't know. I felt like a fucking dumbass. Anyway, that was a bit fun. I had a good laugh, my own expense. So anyway, I kind of feel like building a visual library. There we go. Is not this, right? It's more like understanding the construction of a body part or mechanical instrument or whatever you want to draw, actually, to such an extent that you can leave it out, right? And then remembering some general rules about what eyes do, some just guide points. But if you have enough skill, you can even go ahead and break those to make some wacky just stuff, I guess. I don't know. Kind of feels like that's what is meant when someone tells you you have to build a visual library. So I've always kind of been like, visual library, I guess I just have to draw a lot of things, right? Not really. I don't think, at least. But sometimes So I'm not too sure how true this is, right? This whole visual library building tangent I'm going on right now. Because sometimes when I draw, right, and say, okay, I'll just look at the subject and not so much at what I'm drawing. Although it's a bit more difficult since I don't feel as much resistance on this tablet here as on a piece of paper, which actually helps me track where I am. If I look just at the glass that I have here, right, it's just, or rather jug, I suppose. A jug? Yeah, a jug. I think that's proper English. Don't know. It's like this, right? Right. How do I draw this? Oh well. Let's just keep it as a sketch. I go like this, I guess. Something like this. All the way through this entire thing. There's like these weird glass ridges. Right. You can kind of feel. Actually, never mind. I misremembered. They're wrong. This was another jug that I have. This, not this one. Just kind of looks similar. Anyway, when I'm drawing this stuff, right, sometimes when I'm not focusing on what I see on my sketch, right, so right now I'm looking at the screen, right, and I'm drawing, so I see every line I draw. Now I don't look at the screen at all. Sometimes I end up drawing a lot better. I guess it's not working too well here on a tablet. Or maybe it's just that. I don't know. Kind of doesn't work right now that I'm trying to show it, but it's okay. I'll just keep this scribbling here. Maybe I'll move it to support Shiori. Kind of like what I did there. Can I cut this out? Cut selection to new layer. Whoops. This and this. What? This and that I would like to merge. How does one merge? I guess like so. Right, okay. Oh, this is kind of terrible. But also it kind of isn't terrible. I don't know. Something about the quality of the drawings, the sketches even, that some of the Japanese or Korean artists have to them is very interesting. Very, very interesting. I don't know what it is exactly. And a lot of them aren't, particularly keen on sharing that information. So it's kind of difficult to figure out their exact thought process while they draw, which is a very important part, I guess, of drawing, especially if you want to capture the essence of someone else's art, right? You need to understand the thought process behind their paintings. I feel like that's what master studies are truly there for, They aren't just about copying someone else's art at all. They're more about trying to gain insight by replicating the thought process or pattern of an artist that is better than yourself. And trying to incorporate those lessons, those thought processes, I guess you could say, into your own work. What am I drawing here? I've been talking a lot. I have to drink something. All right. So let's move on from this yapping. Let me try to figure out how to do this here. So this is more so about a way to construct than it is to trace. Sorry. Holy shit. My tiredness is overwhelming me right now. It's overwhelming me right now. I should open up my mouth more when I'm speaking. It's not very helpful that I'm talking as if I could actually speak English when I can't really. This is barely enough to talk to toddler. Insane. Why can't the international language just be German as it was once? Can we go back to that? It's such a superior language, in so many aspects. People, come on, speak German. It's glorious. It's an amazing language, It's really nice. It's very flexible, but still extremely concise. And if there weren't a bunch of people trying to subvert the language, it would be flourishing, not being destroyed. But, well, anyway, I don't want to go too much into that stuff, since I am under license by using this music. And politics is not allowed. But anyway, it's a nice language. Would be nice if more people would speak it. Just recently found out that German, what's it called? Dessert, right? German dessert, whatever. It's pretty popular in Japan. It's called Baumkuchen. You could translate that to either tree cake or log cake. Log cake would fit though with the intention, the naming intention behind the German word, because the cake in question looks like a log, you know, in terms of its, like, you know how trees have like these rings inside, right, where you can basically tell the age of a tree by counting those rings or something along those lines. I don't quite remember the proper way to do it, but kind of like that, right? And that's also how the cake looks like underneath the chocolate layer on the outside. So it's like it's a cake basically with a hole in the middle that usually goes all the way through. Not always, but usually, because it's made on a skewer, I think, a skewer, and it is then coated in chocolate. It's baked and then coated in chocolate. And they do something, I don't know the exact process of making it, but they do something akin to what you do with croissant or butter pastry dough. I don't know, where they layer it, I think, in a specific way, but don't quote me on that. I'm not too entirely sure how the entire thing works, which then causes these layers to, you know, expand, and they then look like the rings in a log of a tree, no? And then are then coated in chocolate. Apparently, it's very popular in Japan. To such an extent, even that the Wikipedia page lists that as the summary, if you look for it, for the cake. Very interesting. I like it. I like this type of cultural exchange, you know. I like that way of doing it. I don't like the other way of doing it, which everyone seems to be coming around on not keeping on doing. Those in the know, I'm sure, would know. Sorry. Much prefer it that way. I wonder if there's like a bunch of Japanese pastry in Germany too. Personally, I haven't seen too many. Although there are like panko breadcrumbs, right? Pretty nice stuff, can't lie. Certainly a different way of what is it? Deep frying. Tastes very nice. Very nice. Nice texture. But, you know, personally, I prefer the way we do it here in Austria. Although it can certainly be very nice, you know. It's an interesting thing to find out how panko is made. I'm sorry guys. I'm not advancing much. I'm not doing much here. I'm trying to find like a way to visualize this, but then I'm yapping, and then I'm forgetting to actually do what I'm here for, which is drawing, not yapping relentlessly. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. I kind of can't figure out how I'm supposed to do this. Should I look? I'll quickly go take a look. Just shortly. I'm not gonna watch a whole video, but just shortly at how someone else does it. Or someone else would do it, I guess. Sorry, I guess now... Yeah, CPU usage spiked, okay. Okay. Lieber Wolf is kind of insane. Or rather, maybe I'm infected with a virus. Of some sort. Because whenever I open up... Task Manager, my CPU starts out at 100%. Kind of weird, not gonna lie. Maybe I should keep it on. I heard there's like some sort of Trojan thing. Or a worm, I don't remember what the description was exactly. But basically stops as soon as you have Task Manager on, right? Works in the background, uses a lot of, I don't know, CPU. Bitcoin, I think a Bitcoin miner or something. Sorry about that. Let me just take a quick look. Let me see how some other people break down cars. Okay. No, I don't want to see all of this. This is all not important. Okay. Alright. Drawing cars. I'll just have a quick look. All right. Okay, let's see. Okay, so proportions, I guess. So this is more about car design. Which, I mean, I suppose getting better at that wouldn't be bad either. But I'm actually more interested about the... Hmm. Okay. I probably have to take time just figuring this out off stream. I don't know, I should maybe come up with a way to share these resources somehow. Not that I have any of my own, but. So this is more like about proportionality. It's again going back to the principle of drawing characters, where the best quote unquote method of drawing in proportion isn't necessarily going by a head count. Say all your male characters are 8 heads, all your female characters are 7 heads, and then you have like a specific head shape or size that then determines how large your characters end up actually being, but rather measuring in proportion to parts within the figure itself that then can be very fluid in their overall size. Say like at I don't know, the hands, right, usually stop around the genital area of your character when they are like hanging loose, right? Or like, I don't know, the foot is about as long as your forearm is. Your torso is roughly, I don't know, this is a bit weirdly drawn, but yes. Something like this, maybe. I don't know. In general, rules like that. Apparently, that's not too different in car design either. I haven't learned a whole lot. He didn't say a whole lot either. I don't know. Is everyone like scared to lose their job in terms of art? I don't know. It feels that way. I don't want to tell you everything unless you pay them. They don't just want to share. But I understand. It's not like you can share everything. You know, it's not like you can just go around and be like, hey, I have a house. Everyone else should live in my house. It's just not feasible long term, you know. He talked basically like, okay, so at our Audi, at Audi, the designers of the cars, right? Or Audi rather. They told us the shoulder of the vehicle basically stops at 2/3 of the general like car thing. The general car height, sorry. And yeah. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Like, okay, thank you very much for absolutely nothing. It's like, okay, so and you're gonna tell me like, a way to structure this stuff? Like, what do I have to learn? Right? What do I have to improve upon to get better at drawing cars? Oh, well, you have to pay this $15,000 course to get into art school and do a master's degree on designing cars. It's like, I don't know about that one, guy. I kind of feel like I only need a pen. You know? It's not like they implant a new brain in your head or something. But anyway, kind of feel stupid hearing that stuff, you know. I don't know, it's kind of... It's kind of weird, I guess. I don't know. Oops. But it's okay. I mean, yeah. Probably won't get around just drawing a bunch of boxes of some sort. Still, I just have no clue how to. Beautiful car. Look at it. Such a beautiful car, man. Such a beautiful car. I don't know how this stuff is done. Probably have to look at it off stream. I don't feel like I'm gonna make a whole lot of progress here today otherwise. See if I can find someone who's actually willing to share some of the good advice. Because, you know, like, a lot of people are just going to tell you, oh, well, go back to fundamentals too. Which isn't helpful at all. What fundamentals? Perspective? Okay, how do I train perspective? I just like copy pictures? Is that going to be what I do for the next 15 years? Copy pictures in terms of perspective, because I can't do it and there isn't an easy way to fake it. Kind of weird. I don't know. Maybe I'm just yapping at this point. I'm just yapping because the assignment is too difficult for me right now. I'll switch it up. I want to keep it fun and I don't want to keep talking this much because my throat is not too happy about that. Before I do though, let me just quickly stand up. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm not too loud. Oh, let's see. I have to go back a little bit. I have to retreat for now. You have won this fight, but I shall win the war. Let's go back to the pane layer. Disable this for now. Wrong reference images. Close. Activate. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what we can do here on the layer of pane. Alright, just practice a little bit for our amateur. Nothing amazing. So, I mean, I guess it's not too important to push like the face into specific like perspective direction. Guess that can wait. Kind of feel like it can. Don't feel it to be the most important. I don't know. Guess I could exaggerate this motion a bit in this way. How would I break this down? I don't know, this seems to be a bit too indecisive sometimes. All of these ovals and simple lines in all manners of direction, just not what I need currently. Let me just switch back to this. Okay, I'm certainly feeling the effects of not having a good night's rest. the past few days. I certainly feel like that. I don't know. See if I've been hit by a dump truck or something. My throat is hurting. Should pipe it down a little bit, I think. What the hell was that? Didn't even see where I was drawing here. Magnetic lock on. I plead instinct. On that note, I suppose I've been rewatching some hololive live streams. Specifically, I've just watched a little bit of GG and Bibu. Five Nights at Freddy's from 3 days ago or something. Yes, I think that was from 3 days ago. Pretty fun. I didn't expect to be blessed that much in about the first hour. You know, Bibo horror screams never get old. Pretty fun. Little critter. I mean, big rock. Not little critter. Okay, let me just check this out. This seems more comprehensive. BAM animations, drawing cars, not as hard as you think. I kind of feel like I've actually watched this at some point. I mean, the principles remain the same. Primitive shapes, finding planes. Just either I'm too, what would you say, impatient to actually figure all of that stuff out, right? Where are the planes? Where do they lead? Maybe I just don't have enough information. I don't know. I certainly do feel like that. Maybe this is just true about me. Just don't know enough about the planes. For example, I have no idea how the planes of the face work. I can imagine, right? So like, okay, the eyes go in, right? They sit in a socket. Then they jut back out like the socket at some point, right? Then you have like this kind of shape going on here, which basically just describes how the collarbone leads into the teeth, right? So something like this, right? So all of this is just muscle and then some jawbone, I guess you could say. Probably. Yeah. I kind of feel like that is the case. Maybe I should just focus on the very basic stuff. Maybe that's the fundamentals I have to focus on. Plane orientation. I don't know. Is that even a fundamental? I don't know. I just invented it in case it wasn't before. Now it is. I'm certainly having a lot of trouble with this, like, I don't know how to say. Static perspective on a character. And I understand that there's still 3 fingers here, right? This one being the smallest. And I also understand that the bones of the hand can bend at around the length where the thumb ends, right? So right here, the joint here, right? Which then causes a large chunk of the palm to bend along with those bones. I kind of understand that stuff, but I don't know, something about this picture I find supremely difficult. Maybe it's just a mind thing. Maybe because I never do it, I think it's difficult. Then act as if it's difficult, and then just end up making it more difficult than it would be. Let me just take a look. Sorry. It certainly doesn't look like a hand. At least not a particularly good hand. Maybe it's because the fingers aren't really defined here. Certainly feeling a lot worse today. I don't know, is this helpful what I'm doing here? Maybe I should watch some Mikey Mega Mega. Some Line Sensei. I guess Line has a lot of very good art tutorials. Maybe he has something about helping me break down hands and perhaps even vehicles. Although I think he is more focused on character illustrations. Yeah. Mikey might have some ideas. Maybe I'll visit a stream and ask him. Although we'll see whether or not I can catch one anyway. This is certainly not helpful. It's kind of too much information and not enough. It's like, yeah, you can tell this is made by a beginner. How should I approach this? We want basic shapes, right? So let's just forget about all of this here. Make this a simple cylinder that then leads into the general hand shape. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I don't usually draw that many hands, or any at all, rather. Yeah. This might be me drawing the first hand in a long time. Let's just say it's the first time drawing a hand. I don't know why I find this supremely difficult. Maybe I'm agitated. My back is hurting. I'm hot because the window is closed. I'm complaining and yapping way too much, man. Way too much. Let me just adjust the headset here. Alright, okay. Alright, let's see. I guess this makes sense, right? maybe this perspective is not helpful when I'm trying to construct a hand. So let's think about what a hand looks like, right? Let's draw an opened hand. Let's make it someone who's waving to us. Okay. So I'll just take my hand. So when it's spread out in general, right, where the joints of the fingers are, there's like this almost half circle shape or line. In my case, my hands are pretty rectangular. I guess that's the difference then between male and female hands, huh? Maybe female hands are a bit less rectangular. Mine's pretty broad, pretty rectangular. So we just make a toast. This is the base of my hand now. Although it's more like, let's actually do this a bit differently. It's more like so, if I'm perfectly honest. Although only when the thumb is also spread out, like a waving hand, right? Then this line is slightly tilted. If it's closed, not so much. I mean, I guess it's never gonna be like a straight line like this, right? But kinda. Let's just go like this. So, and this entire thing here, proportion, I guess, is actually a bit less, something like this maybe, something like this, kinda, yes, and this is basically where the knuckles are. Right? Or rather, I mean, yes, this is where the knuckles are, yes. It's just that the palm extends further when the hand is opened. I don't know, does this count as construction? I kind of feel like it doesn't. So then if I'm not completely blind, my ring finger is slightly longer. Kind of looks like it, yeah. Slightly longer than my index finger. And then something like this for a small one. I don't know, does this count as construction? It's kind of not particularly helpful right now, I feel like. Also, this doesn't look like an index finger, this looks like dog shit. Whoops. Sorry about that. I should have muted. I'm very sorry. Damn. I don't know how to do this. Damn. I could kind of cheat my way through, like drawing yesterday, right? On here, as soon as it's about the 3D-ness of something, I don't know. Guess I don't quite understand form, no. Maybe I should just stylize a bit more. Maybe that would help. Abstracting. Probably like trying too much. I'm leaning too much forward. I have to lean back. I've had a really bad stomach ache yesterday after stream because I was sitting so incorrectly. That was not helpful in the morning, I can tell you that much. Well, I mean, I guess it didn't hold on to that long. So, still had to pull out my, what's it called? Like rice. What would you call this? It's like a warming blanket, or like a... No, wait. Let me rethink this. It's basically just raw rice put into a bag of sorts, made of cotton or some other fiber. Something that preferably doesn't just, I don't know, burn immediately. That you then put into like a microwave or something. Warms up pretty nicely. So I had to pull that one out to calm the stomach ache a little bit more. I don't know. Is this helpful? I have no clue. I guess this should be more spread out, so not really. Maybe I'm not helping myself a whole lot by immediately jumping into less of a sketch, like a finished thing. Kind of want to make this look but less like a sketch. Subconsciously, I feel like a lot of times I'm forgetting that I should just sketch if I don't understand something. Actually, let me keep it. It's a bit ugly, but it's okay. That's fine. Fret not, young one. Hey. Maybe instead of trying to draw real people, I should just try getting all my gestures from Shiori streams and fan art. Maybe I should try that one, huh? Guess I'll do that tomorrow. We'll see. I can imagine... I guess I could imagine that that might help, since the information about the pose and all of the background and colors and whatnot, right, has already passed through one artist at least, right? So I might not have to do the entire heavy lifting here. How would this... Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. I don't know, huh? Damn. I think I won. Oh, sorry. I think I won't get around the fact that my constructions are terrible trash. Like it's not like I couldn't, right? Just draw this picture at all. I don't think that's the issue. Right? I just do this. Okay, so this is basically where stuff is. I have to be a little bit smaller here, because up in front is the leg. So let's think about this. Okay, somewhere here is the hip joint. Maybe not so much of a bend. Maybe more like so. Something like this. Up here. And then it swings back around. And just gets super massive here. And we go up like so. Maybe do even something like this. And color all of this in. Give it more something like this, right? Okay. Now the other leg. Do something along those lines. Keep in mind the general proportion here, so that the overall feel of the picture isn't destroyed. Then maybe draw some more platform shoe down here, something along those lines, right? And you're like, okay, let's get in the torso, because now I have a base upon which I can build. Right? I'm guessing you could say. Oh, this is terrible. Okay. Torso is kind of looking like this. The arms on both sides go in down here. Elbows are somewhere around the breasts, which hang like a bag down till here. And she has like this kind of, I don't know what this would be. This top here. Okay. And the neck is a bit weird. That's okay. Just means it goes back a little bit. Actually, that's too much. It's too much. Head is too big. Head should be smaller, neck should be smaller. Let's try it with just a small line here. Anyway, elbows here, elbows here. I guess I should erase this stuff. I don't know. Though this is not the best at conveying the overall feel or perspective of the pose. It's just not enough information, or not enough not enough clean information about this posture here, about this pose. I don't know if just eternally drawing stickman figures, right, is helpful. I unfortunately have no system in place to draw something else. Maybe I should draw primitive forms instead of immediately going into gesture practice, huh? Maybe I should try that. What did I say I should try tomorrow as well? Damn, I don't remember. I should write this stuff up. Let's take some notes on top of support Shiori. I just put them in here. Let's erase. Let's see. Primitive. I guess the P would be small. I guess this would be too. Primitive forms aren't terrible, but I could definitely use a touch-up. Could be worse. I mean, it was worse when I truly, picked up the very, very first piece of copy paper and the pen. It was terrible. Terrible. But I feel like I'm resting on my laurels of not drawing exactly like that anymore. I just don't know how, it's not very helpful. I still want to improve. I still have a lot of room to improve, which is nice. I don't know. I don't despair at the thought that I'm not particularly good at drawing yet. That's the big thing. Yet. I don't know. It's not like I can't draw stick figures that don't look terrible, because I've done that a bunch of times. It's not. This is not my first time trying gesture drawings. You know, I have done this before, but what I've usually ended up doing just was not a whole lot more than this. No, this is not. This is not helpful. Right. I just do this the entire day. For several days. This kind of stuff, and it's just not helpful, I don't think. I don't know. I don't know how to move on from this. Primitive forms. But damn! I'm getting so tired right now. I could just fall asleep on stream, like holy shit. Ugh. Okay, you know what, guys? As much as fun as this is, maybe this is kind of giving up, I don't know. Maybe it's just an excuse. But I kind of want to treat my body a bit more kindly, you know, whenever I can. And currently I still can. So I am going to end stream. It is a bit spontaneous, but I guess that's just how it is sometimes. I don't know. I don't want to, you know, mistreat myself too much, yeah. Because this is practice, you know. If this don't end up leading anywhere particularly useful to myself, you know, that's fine. I just don't want to get to that point where nothing really came of this, right? Learning how to draw, whilst also having destroyed my body in the process, you know. I kind of don't want to do that. So, yeah. Anyway, let's try a rose. Let's try drawing a rose. What do roses actually look like? Now that I think about it. Certainly not like this, right? Let me have a look at the rose actually. Not just the symbol of a rose, like what an actual rose looks like. Give me a rose. Ah, right. Right. Why could I ever forget what a rose looks like? Okay. Certainly not the easiest to draw. But let's see, maybe I can replicate some of that. Okay, so this part in the middle is already wrong. Don't do this. Not with a rose. We will... Let me see, what does an opened rose look like? One that's in bloom. they all still have this closed, like, I don't know what you will call this. Basically the stuff where the honeybees get the pollen from. The pollen? Whatever. I don't know what the technical term is for this. This stuff, right? This thing in the middle that's in some other flowers. Beautiful. Okay, let's see. Maybe how would I go about drawing a rose? I mean, I could just do some scribbling. See where that gets me. This is not helpful. Let's keep the lines a bit more I don't know, like straight, I guess. I guess this is not quite right. No, it's not. I mean, I'm missing the dimensionality here now. So we put in some darker spots here and there. To give it some, I don't know, depth, I guess. Don't know if that will work out as I intended to. Maybe going in like this also helps. Kinda. That does not help. I mean, I guess it's not quite looking like a rose yet. How does it come back together though? I kind of want to see a rose from the side. Is there a rose from the side? Okay. Could have also saved a bit on all of this stuff here. I don't know. Ouch. I'm sitting very poorly. It's kind of like this, right? Like the overall shape on the side, if it isn't too open. I'm guessing then, if it is open, it's kind of starting to look, I don't know, something along these lines. I don't know, does it? No, wait, this is not right. This is very wrong. kind of look like this? I don't know. Not really. The left side isn't bad in terms of when it's closed. I need a profile. I need a profile of a good rose. A proper rose. Liz? Where is Liz when you need her? Elizabeth Rose Bloodflame. Announce yourself this instant. Appear before me and pose so I can draw a rose. Anyway. That looks like a mess. It's terrible. Terrible, terrible drawing here. Don't look. I guess they kind of go down like so, right? So and then they pick up inside here. And they do this whole thing again. Yeah, I should probably stick to that, huh? Let me see. So let's say this is where the rose starts. No, wait. What? Oh, this is it. What the hell? Wait. Ah, terrible, terrible trash. How does one draw a rose? Maybe I should do some construction for it. I don't even understand what I should be encapsulating here. Oh man! Okay, I need support Shiori. Let me draw a little bit more and then I'll end stream. Even though I said I would right now. I feel like this should be more like so. This should be slightly smaller here. No? The eye is a bit all over the place. What am I even drawing here? Going back to my comfort drawings. Not very helpful. Especially since the quality in this one is a lot. This is a lot looser. I like this more than this, for obvious reasons. This feels like less constrained, you know? Oh, just feels looser. More fun was had when doing this. Kind of. This is just a recreation of that, basically. Right. Yeah. The left one just looks fun. The right one, not so much. Man. I don't know. Maybe I should shut more. Should shut up more when drawing. I don't know. Let's give this character some piercings, I guess. This character has piercings. Hmm. It's a bit much, huh? Braces and piercings. Full package. I don't know why I'm drawing a mouth as wide open as that. Bit weird, not gonna lie. Anyway, let's just do like this. This eye is also a bit further up. Yeah. Not quite liking the bend here. Man, shabba boom. And a massive clown nose, right? Right here. It's a big blob of, like, I don't know. Holy shit, my throat hurts. What the fuck? Ouch. Ow. I guess that's the cue. This is now. Mm. I don't know. Hmm. All right. I think it's time. I don't know what this drawing is even supposed to be. This is now clown novella here. I don't know. Kind of feel obligated to at least do one, Shiori sketch if I'm already using the hashtag, right? Might as well. Kind of shitty otherwise. So, this is clown novella here. I don't know. Let's give her at least piercing yellow eyes. So you can pretend. Don't tell anyone. This is definitely Shiori. Look at her. Impossible to be mistaken with some generic cartoon thing. not possible. Simple as. The eyes look like she's trying to brainwash you. Maybe that's what she did all along. Do a little bit of brainwashing in hololive. Just a little bit. I wonder if the girls are thinking of quitting anytime soon. I mean, maybe Fauna is. Certainly don't hope she is. Maybe she's more of a outlier here. With the fact that she's now getting married, right? Having been an idol and all that. Maybe that was the reason for the graduation now, that she's announced that in her new account. But kind of wonder if they ever think about the usual stuff, right? Creating a family and shit like that. I mean, I bet Nerissa does a lot. Kind of hard to not do that if you have family members that are just making their own armies. You know? Probably very difficult not to think about that. And hormones are probably not letting her get off scot-free either. So it's actually a big part, what they call the baby fever. A lot of modern women then go and get dogs and animals or some other cause. I'm yapping too much, sorry. About things I shouldn't be worried about. None of my business. I just want everyone to be, happy where they are. Without having to memory hole a massive part of what makes them human. Or like a demon, I guess. I don't know. I'm not liking this. Okay. This isn't too bad, I guess. Guess I should keep this. Fiori Clown Vella here. Or Clown Novella here, I don't know. A little bit of a lipstick, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, guys. Not thinking too much about this. I'm just doing something. Something that I kind of feel like is fun to do. Fiori Clown Vella here. I guess the lesson from the last few attempts at drawing Shiori, and I suppose in general for art, is to not take it too seriously. Because I feel like, at least this sketch here didn't turn out too horrible. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of, you know. Alright, guys. Took a lot longer than I thought it would. That was kind of fun. Yeah. Alright, sorry. Thanks for showing up, I guess. I wanted to say something else. Dropping by. Exactly. That's what I wanted to say. Thanks for dropping by. Have a nice day, evening, morning, whatever. See you around. I hope this was somewhat like, I don't know, helpful, educational. I don't know how to say day to day. Hard to tell. Don't know. Maybe it was helpful, maybe it wasn't. I guess, you know, if this is too much for you, right, maybe you shouldn't draw, right? I feel like I'm doing the bare minimum here. Mostly just doing what is fun. Trying to understand what it is I'm drawing. Anyway, have a nice day. Don't take everything too serious. You know, be a bit looser in what you do. Life is already serious enough. You know. Anyway, I'm gonna go read some more and then drop dead in bed. Until next time. I feel like I'm constantly saying goodbye now. Anyway.